Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zelda Speedruns and welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2021. It's Group Q and it's decided today. We have Krithel versus Zaruvyen, and today we're going to decide who is going to take that victory after they have split the first two games 1-1. Without further ado, because you all want to see the match, let's dive into the action. Let's switch to the layout and let's say hi to the two commentators, to Amaranth and to Trey Spire. Take it away.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world of Rando. With me today is Trey Spire. How are you doing today, Trey?
I'm good. How are you, Amaranth?
I have just woken up a little bit ago, and I am excited to see this Game 3 play out.
Same. I watched the first two of these, and it was pretty nice. One way, one went the other, and both were pretty good. In all honesty, so I'm excited to see how this is going to play out.
Oh man, I'm just the anticipation between both these runners. They're both really good, very experienced runners, both very good in their own rights.
And we're off, or not.
I think we just got a couple seconds. We just want them to be off. We're like, come on, let's go. Yeah. There we go.
Just so excited.
Exactly, Uncle. Red mail is for cowards. Who would ever pick that up? As with the Challenge Cup standard right now, we do have a standard escape. So we will be seeing these runners go through the opening sequence, get a random weapon from Uncle, and continue on through the escape sequence until Zelda is rescued. At which point the runners are free to move about the cabin and go to whatever checks they wish to go to. So Trey, what weapon would you like to see Uncle give our runners today?
I personally would really like to see the Cane of Samaria because it's the red cane. Well, it's a blue one, I guess. That's fine red. Too.
One of people's least favorite starting items, just because the mana management is a little bit difficult for some players. But I believe both these players should have no trouble managing their magic and making sure that they can easily farm bombs and get through the escape sequence.
Indeed, and that was a nice bomb drop on Krithel's side. So they're not going to have to worry about farming too much, at least for the back of escape.
Yes, hopefully Ruby notices that the guards are in the bomb prize pack hopefully soon, but there's still plenty of opportunities to kill a few guards or the ropes in the upcoming back of escape. Just a 20 in our first chest as we make our way down towards Zelda.
Could be worse. It could be, one of the singular rupees. But at least we're starting to get money for Kakariko because we're gonna need at least 100 rupees for that bottle merchant.
Yeah, absolutely. Never want to forget bottle merchant. It's an easy 100 check to miss. Sometimes you think you've done it and you do it so often, it's like, whoops, forgot to do them this time, and it'll bite you. So far, no drop so far for Ruby. That's a little bit unfortunate. And the map out of the boomerang chest here.
With that map being there, guaranteeing 3 items in the bag of escape. So he definitely needs to find a bomb on his way back, or he might be in trouble.
Yeah, at least it's the bomb pack and not like the good prize pack or the bad bomb prize. Bad bomb prize pack. Whereas at least the first drop in the pool is a bomb, so
right,
it should
and you
hopefully
don't
happen eventually.
Yeah, you don't have to fish through it hoping to get. Oh, that's some stuff's going on on Krithel's side. Okay, there we go. I thought
just a little aggro from that green guard.
I definitely missed the first pot. So I thought they missed 2 of them and only had 1 left.
Ooh, that would have been scary. Still would have been doable though, as long as you start the first hit on the ball and chain guard from the bottom, you get a double hit on him as he moves through Link to the top.
Very true, very true.
like I said, it's all about that magic efficiency, working the Cane of Burna, and just sort of learning its ins and outs, because it's a little bit different of a weapon to use. Like, it's like most people typically just use it for its invincibility.
It's definitely one of my favorites to use on blind, but blind aside.
Hey, sometimes you just want to have a nice lazy blind. Runners pretty much keeping in step with each other, which is always nice to see. Ruby looking like he's just trying to see if he can't get a couple extra bombs here.
He did at least get his one, so the back is at least a little bit of a relief for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just a matter of having to, once you get to Kakariko, having to route backwards or not if you don't find another one bomb or a bomb prize back. Rope's playing very nice for Krithel today. And for Ruby as well, for the most part. They didn't create the wall of like football defense that they usually do.
This is very true. They love to just gang up on you and just make sure you take damage going through that hallway.
Now let's just see if the key rat decides to play nice today. And rats are in the full magic, the big magic drop pool. So no further bombs from this point, but
with Burna being our primary weapon so far, that's at least something that's nice to know. Oh, and a sword in the back of Escape. Well, so much for primary weapon.
I mean, hey, I'd take it. An early sword, it's kind of nice. Your little cheat weapon to get through all those dark rooms a little bit better.
Very true.
Krithel being the first one out of Escape here at just about the 6-minute mark. We'll likely see a map check on our way over to Kakariko Lost Woods area. Wonder if they're going to check Lumberjack. I don't know if that's in their habits or not. I know there are several runners that just will refuse to go check Lumberjack until they have boots and or some other means to start working their way towards Aga.
Right, you don't even want to think about it until you have a way to even open Lumberjack. Tier 2 tree pull being single bombs, that's also not too bad.
Alright, looks like Krithel is going to check Lumberjack here. Rupee Crab giving up 5ers today. And that was so fast I missed it, and looks like... Okay, it was just bombs up there on the Lumberjack sled.
One pack of blueberries.
Really enjoying this MSU that we got on, I believe, Zaruvyen's side with the, I believe it's the Link Between Worlds MSU we got.
Yep, it's Link Between Worlds. It's very close to the Link to the Past itself, just with a bit more instrumentation. It's really, really good.
Very nice. I think I'll have to check that one out. I don't think I have that one yet. I'll have to pick it up.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Ah, there we go. There's our map check. We got crystals all in the light world, and at Eastern was the red pendant. Making our way into everyone's favorite checks here in Kakariko, where we have, what is it, 16, 13 something checks? I can never remember the number. Varies depending on the items you have going in.
Yeah, 15 or 16, I guess, depending if you have a bottle for Sick Kid.
Endor Hammer and Powder to go visit the Magic Bat.
Well, then you're just getting even more checks.
You're just doubling down. So far, not too much in here. Blind the Thief just living up to his name and having a bunch of rupees stashed away. Check correctness. 13 if no bottle, 14 with bottle. I promise I can count. Speaking of which, hey, a bottle.
And a bow. Now the real question, I know both of these runners do know how to do dark rooms. Do you go over and do Dark Eastern, knowing it's a pendant?
It's certainly would weigh on my mind just a little bit. But at this point, I would think that it's more likely that the logic would be wanting to play for Pod instead of necessarily Eastern, depending. Because we don't have as much information there yet. As the checks start to narrow down, maybe I might consider, like, Eastern might be the play, especially if Aga's starting to rear his ugly head.
And a hook shot. Not too helpful currently. Gets a stun prize, if anything.
And a wall chicken.
And a wall chicken, yes.
Do remember to care for your wall chickens when you're living dangerously like that. Always beware that picking up the chickens may cause you to accidentally pick up nothing and soft lock your game, and make it so you have to save and quit. Wall chicken responsibly. Synchronous powder and lamp.
Which means we are one item from a logical access to Aghanim at the top of his tower.
Always a scary thought. And there is the map check for Zaruvyen. I totally missed what was on library there.
I believe it was a piece of heart.
Indeed.
And flippers on race game.
So starting to see how this is sort of shaping up, and it's looking to me like it's gonna be Aga. You got all the telltale signs. You got early flippers, early hookshot. Lamp is there. All you really need is the Moon Pearl.
Right? Look at this synchronized race game.
Krithel coming in just a little faster. Yeah, exactly. Orange, like just looking at the setup of items that you're given. It's like once you see Moon Pearl, it's like, all right, do I bite the bullet and just go for Aga because this just looks like an Aga seed?
And we have our divergence. Krithel going to South Shore. It looks like Ruvy's going right over to Eastern Palace.
Maybe he's got a little bit of beef with the old man in his closet. Very interesting. The Book of Medora in the Dam. So, missing a glove. Otherwise, desert almost completable without the boots. And a mirror? Oh, man.
The dam just full of items today.
Okay, I can certainly feel Zaruvyen's play here. Just wanting to clear out the old man. Leave Eastern for a little bit later. Just get those quick 3 checks and then head on to South Shore, because what if your Moon Pearl's there and that directs you to go into Aga?
We're gonna get the mini Moldorm checks here. What I've heard referenced as the Light World Hype Cave, as it's often more hype than Hype Cave.
The new Hype Cave, as it were.
It has a sword. That is our logical Aga Tower access.
Yep, just moving on up that Aga chain. Aga threat level orange. Also, along with all this, it's looking like the telltale signs of a really potentially early swamp play may be in effect.
Very true. Even as long as they get the Moon Pearl, you've got access right to the first chest and the first item chest in Swamp, even with their loadout.
Don't make me think of that. Like I've had so many just like problem times where it's been like, oh hey, enjoy this hammer in the front of Swamp, and it's just, ugh, I don't even want to wish that upon these runners.
Yeah, Orange pointing out we do also have West Darkworld access via Aga as well. So there's a lot to be gained if you find the Moon Pearl. There's a lot that opens just with Aga being defeated.
Yeah, I think what we're really hoping for, what the runners are really hoping for here, is to just see an early glove pop up here soon, just as a way to like either go up the mountain, do desert, just like get in a bunch of extra checks and just hope that Aga doesn't actually have to be a thing.
No one really wants to do Aga.
Chat really wants the runners to usually do Aga, but no one wants to do Aga. And Hobo Under the Bridge passing out shovels today. Dig up a new life for yourself for the low price of free.
Hey,
can you dig
free it? Free is okay.
Oops, Krithel getting caught in that whirlpool just a little bit. Hate it when that happens. It's either you get caught in the whirlpool and you take it 7 times, or you spin around it 17 times, get hit by the Zora, spin around it 7 more times, and you still haven't managed to get in.
Usually the latter of all of those.
Just half a love at the Waterfall Ferry today. Let's see what's on Zora Ledge before we bail out, because we unfortunately do not have enough money for Zora himself. Just another heart piece. Alright, Krithel, where are you going? You gonna make the desert play, or are you gonna bite the bullet and go Aga?
Looks like we're biting the bullet. I mean, this does make sense, at least in my mind, because if you don't find a glove or a hammer, like you're still 2 pieces from your natural Dark World access. So just going here when you only have desert, which might be boots locked, or farm rupees for Zora, which seems terrible with their current loadout.
True, because without a glove you can't even hold a hand because we picked up the flippers. So let's see where Ruby ends up going. Because my only problem with the Aga play right now is just you don't have Moon Pearl yet. And while yes, Moon Pearl on Pyramid is a bit of a meme, you can't really count on it all the time. And I personally would rather have the Moon Pearl going into Dark World so I could head straight over to Pod or West Dark World or wherever once I actually get there. But that's just personal opinion.
Tempered sword. Very nice. At least speed him up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll likely see Krithel route that in later when they decide to do their South Dark World checks along with Stumpy, probably Blacksmith, stuff like that. So it'll be a while, but it'll definitely give Ruby the offensive edge in the meantime. And no, Ruby, you cannot lift that rock yet. You do not have the Power Glove. It looks like the dragon is going to the desert plate today. While Krithel is still making their way up the castle tower. Nearing the top here in the next moment or so. Getting a very nice kill on the guard, swiping up that key real fast with the hook shot. A full heart on Desert Ledge today. We'll see the status of Desert here in just a moment. Whether we are completely boots locked or not. Probably ending in Agina's cave after this, and then likely, I would imagine Ruby heads to Aghanim as well, and probably still leaves just Eastern for later, since we do have that mirror.
I feel like the play into desert isn't too terrible. It is giving you the knowledge of a crystal dungeon that may require boots, and more than likely at this point requires boots.
And Ruby going to opt to not get that heart on the desert ledge, and looks like he's going to abandon ship on the right side here to go over to Agina. Alright, old man, what do you got for us today in your Cave of Wonder? Is it Moon Pearl? Is it a glove? Is it a hammer? Is it anything useful? It is a glove.
It's a
it is
glove.
access to the mountain.
There's a lot of stuff up there.
There's a very lot of stuff up there. That's ooh. That could make this Aga play potentially a mistake. We'll have to see how things play out. I mean, it could just be that this is just where Moon Pearl is, and this is going to be the natural progression of things, and you're just going to get locked up on the mountain. You have to do Aga anyway, but you know, we'll see. Pyramid Ledge is a piece of heart. So Krithel, what are we doing with that mirror? Where are you going? You going to pop on over to Eastern and Saha, take it, or cause you can't really pick up the monkey as a bunny, unfortunately.
Not a terrible decision, because if Moon Pearl is in Eastern, then your portal is already over here. You just hop back in and go right into Pod.
Actually, yeah, I do kind of like that. That does make sense. It's just a very, very scary walk.
Well, there's our Zora money off the old man.
Hopefully be able to pay him a visit later when we're going checking out Catfish, potentially. And Ruby deciding to not go to Spec Rock.
I can see this doing East Death Mountain before going up and going the whole way up to Hera, because you might find something else over here and not have to worry about Hera immediately.
I guess because after Spiral Cave you can hookshot over, back across, and then go up and into Hera. It's just I really don't like that because I'll have a tendency to forget to do Spec Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. And I completely agree with you. I'm just trying to rationalize it, you know.
Alright, as Krithel makes their way into Eastern, we are getting 5 more checks here over on the mountain. Hey, it's a Moon Pearl. So Krithel will not be finding that here in Eastern, potentially just garbage, or maybe even a hammer or the other glove. We'll have to see. At least has a hookshot, makes this check over here a little bit quicker.
Just a piece of heart so far.
And some days Paradox Cave just doesn't want to let you bomb jump it. I unfortunately didn't get to see the first check of Eastern, though I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at Ruby's side. Did we get the first item? I think so.
I'm gonna guess so. I don't think it was anything too exciting. Maybe rubies. Maybe.
Yes, but it looks like we have an empty Eastern already.
Into the slowest walk in the game, Spiral Cave without boots.
Yep, and Krithel making their way to get their Tempered Sword, and will soon be pushing to Desert to get their glove. Well, Agina, but you know. Yep, looks like Ruby now making his trip up to Hera. Krithel once again getting the bad news that Ruby did earlier that no, you cannot pick up that rock.
At least it was here and not somewhere like Spike Cave.
The worst place to remember that you can't pick up that rock, because not only did you somehow manage to get past that first rock, how do you get to that second rock? Just 20 on top, and the gold sword inside.
Sub 30 butter. All right. But
I don't know. I
for it.
maybe grab it on the way out. I probably would personally grab it. There's our map check. Red crystals on the 2S dungeons. Blanking.
Pod green pendant and ice the other pendant.
Skullwoods and swamp red crystals. Those are words and dungeons that contain items.
Correct.
But as I was saying, I personally probably would have dipped and grabbed that butter sword just because for the entire game having the huge damage and just the guaranteed, you know, one-on-one when you get to Ganon and stuff like that, it's just it's very alluring, especially at the 30-minute mark, just to have that pure offensive power. But who knows? Maybe he drops in and gets it after finishing Hera here.
With nothing else to do up on the mountain, I could definitely see him after beating Moldorm, just hopping down and grabbing it, because the Moldorm fight doesn't entirely change. The Cane of Samaria.
Hey, that's where we left it.
Yeah.
Were we contemplating the bomb Hera pot here? Krithel about to perceive the bad news that Desert is boots locked. Very nice first try Hera pot.
Very nice.
Krithel gonna run over and grab that heart and take a peek at the torch real quick. Not gonna grab that heart, just take a peek at the torch.
And that's both items out of Hera. No basement today.
Orange pointing out in chat that Ruby was waiting for the item to despawn from the mini Moldorm that was running around there. Because if you pick up the item while it is in the air, or if the Moldorm spawns a fairy, it breaks doing Hera pot. It is completely safe to pick up the item once it's on the ground, though, but some people get a little worried about that.
A very clean Moldarm fight on Ruvy's side.
Alright, Ruby, to sword or not to sword, and then on your way to Aga for a free trip to the basement. Or, trip to the basement. What am I talking about? Free trip to the Dark World. It's kind of like the basement.
Yeah, I suppose, technically.
It's underneath Hyrule, right? Like, we're going by that logic, yeah?
You know what? Sure. We can go by that logic. I'm A-okay with that.
Yep, we are grabbing that sword, and then... Yeah, I can't think of anything else that's left that Ruby can really check aside from dipping Eastern, which... Once again, you have the mirror, you have the Moon Pearl, and it looks like Aga. May as well just bite the Aga bullet.
I would agree. I mean, but there are players out there who will, under no circumstances, do Aga until it is the last thing available.
And it looks like it is going to be the last thing available.
Well, we say that. We do still have Zora available as well.
Oh, right, I forgot about the fish.
I mean, he's probably just a scam, like normal, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. He could actually have, like, the hammer today, or the flute, or something. I don't know. Interesting. Krithel opting to get the sword and then not continue up the mountain? Oh, not continue towards Hera.
Krithel tried the bomb jump and fell. That's what happened. Definitely was intending to go, I believe, back up to Hera, but I believe is now opting to go to East Death Mountain, which he'll be rewarded with his pearl, which might drag him away from Hera, because he already has Dark World access.
True. And Hera's a crystal. It's one of those ones that's like 2 checks really what's in there. We know there's nothing in there, except for the cane, actually.
Cane is a little
thinking
important.
about that. I forgot about that a moment, like blanked my mind of, yep, nothing in Hera. Nothing of important, just that red stick. But it might be on Krithel's mind that it's like, well, I can just put this off till very late. If anything, I'll find the cane, find all the stuff I need, and can just mirror into Hera as my 7th crystal. So, Krithel, do we continue on to Spiral Cave? It looks like we do. And for Ruby here, have you been counting items? Yes, you have.
Very clean bomb jump on Krithel's side.
And Zaruvyen heading up to the wizard. Go smack him and say, "Wizard, you do not belong at the top of this tower. This is dragon territory."
He may be thinking about leaving Zora until he goes up to do Catfish, which is not a bad option. Then you're only going up there once instead of twice.
Yeah, like I said though, it's like I would have bitten the Aga bullet and left Eastern, because you have the access to go into the pod area. You mirror, do Eastern, do pod, etc. I mean, this seed has been broadcasting for the longest time. Go Aga, go Aga.
Right from the beginning. There's a sword in the back of Escape. Here's your lamp. Here's every other sword in like Spheres 2 and 3.
Have all the swords, the hookshot and flippers for the classic Go to West Dark World. Once again, really digging this MSU. It has been a hot minute since I've played Link Between Worlds.
Same.
But the ball almost making its way towards Krithel there scared me a little bit. Thought we were going to have a 17-sentence poem. Ruby actually making really great use of that boomerang that Krithel just picked up.
And the butter sword doing some work in this tower.
Butter sword doing butter sword things. So just looking at the layout of like what we've been given so far, what do you think? Like, what do you think is going to be the big item once we get our Dark World access? Like, do you think we're going to be looking in Pod for like the hammer or something like that? Because I'm sort of getting the feeling that the seed is kind of saying, "Hey, go over to West Dark World. I want you to waste your portal to mirror into Magic Bat."
Ooh, see, I could see that. I just speaking from experience, I have definitely had a mitts in swamp to get your hammer off a Magic Bat seed before, and I could see that happening here.
Like, it's not the most likely thing, but it's like all the pieces are there, and it could happen.
Then again, yeah, Pendant Pod is oftentimes regarded as having the answer. A lot of the time. There are 6 items in there. No, 5.
So says people that claim to be prophets of certain dungeons.
Very true.
However, I say burn the witch and do not believe the prophets. Make your own future. Aga being a little bit of a jerk with these blue balls today. And Krithel is going to mop the floor with Moldorm here.
And the
Both
wizard
these runners,
is down.
Yep, both these runners pretty much beat for beat on things checked.
Yeah, actually, I can't think of something. Like, I'm pretty sure they're both in pretty much the same spot at this point.
Yep,
Not
it's just
physically, but, you know.
I know what you mean. Item check wise, it's just point goes a little bit more towards Ruby because he's where he wants to be. You want to be at the top of the pyramid already, going towards whatever you want him to be doing in Dark World.
Correct. I think if I were Krithel in this situation, I would have hopped down into the portal and then save and quit. Because you've already killed Aga, that would throw you right onto the pyramid.
Oh, true. That would have saved just a little bit of time. One of those things that, like little metagamey things you don't necessarily think about all the time, but...
Right. How often do you kill Aga and have a mirror?
And you're stuck up on Death Mountain and you want to be on the pyramid.
Right.
But hey, it's those like little active like thinking moments that, you know, just will save you a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there in your seeds.
Krithel going over to Catfish.
Yeah, and possibly Zora as well with this too, so... We shall see what becomes of the Scamfish. Fish number 1 says, "Here, have an ice rod."
Very nice. Definitely something that is required. Thanks, Trinex. And just 10 arrows on bumper ledge, so no cape necessary. No cape necessary today.
Alright, on to Scamfish number 2. I probably will laugh if Zora has Fire Rod. That would be
That would actually be amazing.
Quite funny. No, Krithel, you cannot hookshot onto that bush. I found this out a long time ago, actually. It has something to do with the fact that you're going over ground plus water plus ground again, that it will not let you actually latch onto that bush.
I wonder if it has like the same thing like on Death Mountain, where you can't hookshot across the gap to the rocks, like by where the dead rocks are on your way to East Death Mountain.
It might just be.
Just bombs for those 500 well-earned rupees.
Yes, 3 bombs at the low price of about 166.6 rupees each. There's those Mets. We now have sort of normal Dark World access, and the bug nut. That's both items here in Skull Woods. Time to zip on out of here. No more business here.
Indeed, don't have to come back till we get the fire rod.
So how confident do you feel here about the hammerless Thieves Town dip?
Well, if I'm going to go in for the first 4, sure. And if I get a small key, I'll finish it. But I've been burned by there being something in that big chest way too often to like going in there without a hammer.
So I'm kind of looking here. It's like, what could be in the big chest that could burn us at this point? Fire rod, medallion, boots. I think that's actually about it.
Flute could be there.
Hey, look, a bottle.
Yeah, Professor Pixie pointing out, hey, what was that about using Portal for Magic Bat? That's a thing we can do now.
Yeah, and you actually don't lose too much time because you can get right back into the portal here. So Magic Bat would definitely be on my mind. Hey, there's an ether coin. Looks like we're going to go as far as to do possibly Stumpy, even Dig Game and Blacksmith here before we dip Thieves Town. Trying to exhaust everything we can to find that hammer first.
I don't hate that. If you find your hammer, you don't have to worry about possibly double dipping thieves.
Yeah, I definitely can't blame it. It's not like you're losing a lot of time doing these checks first. Especially if along the way you do find hammer, then you just add in hammer pegs. Good old Dig Game. Let's just wait until we're at like the 30th one. For a Greg.
$1.
One Greg. Greg, why you gotta be so rude like that? Make us wait till like the 30th dig. Now, question here, because we do have mirror. Do you include all the way over to Hype Cave before you dip Thieves Town? Looking for that hammer.
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would, just because there's so much to do. I mean, I would go as far as to check the first thing in Swamp. But I also am a self-reported clown router. So take my words with a grain of salt.
I mean, hey, there's Greg's brother, other Greg.
Back-to-back single rupees. How often does that happen?
And we are going to ignore the magic bat for now. Without making their way out of the Skull Woods, having gotten both items.
I can see ignoring Magic Bat. You don't have hammer. It gives you incentive to, once you get the hammer, to come back to Magic Bat. But so that way you're not isolating it. But if hammer's there, that's kind of bad.
A bit worrying. It's just because in this situation, it's basically both checks between Purple Chest and Magic Bat become bad checks. Like, one of them is going to be bad checks. Which one do you want to be the bad check? In this case, I can kind of understand leaving Magic Bat to be the bad check, because you're going towards Hype Cave all the way. You can mirror over and do Bombo's Tablet.
Right. And Zaru has left all of Thieves Town, so he can come back, do Thieves Town, and then do Magic Bat. So maybe that's going through his mind.
Yes, Krithel is making their way through the Thieves Town Village of Outcasts area as well. See what they decide upon, whether to just head into Thieves Town and go for it, or take this path to Hype Cave Purple Chest and see what comes of all this. Chat speculating that the hammer is just sitting in Pendant Pod waiting for everyone, which it has been known to do. And Hype Cave being the ever so usual junk cave that it has been as of late. Krithel getting their green rupee. Ruby heading out to turn the purple chest here to get a ellipse. 20 rupees. To Bombo's Tablet with ya.
All of this instead of Thieves Town seems like it would be worth it, but so far nothing's really been here.
Alright, Ruby. Do you bite the Thieves Town bullet now, or we're gonna do the Dark Death Mountain checks?
Dark Death Mountain. Interesting.
Check out Super Bunny Cave, check out Hookshot, get knowledge on your TR medallion requirement. I kinda like it. If Hammer's here, once again, cool. But Hammer, very occasionally, has been known to just be sitting in Thieves Town. It happens.
Thieves Town or in Pendant Pod.
Yeah, I don't think you worry too much about going up there and trying to open Turtle Rock. You can do it on the next trip.
I mean, you can't open Turtle Rock. You don't have a hammer.
Oh, right, that too. Never mind me.
Good effort.
I was just testing you to make sure that you knew.
Ah, of course, of course.
So far, nothing of interest up here.
Just more health for an already healthy dragon.
Once again, Krithel not being too far behind. Who's going to go turn the purple chest first? Hey, those some boots.
And the boots.
Hey, that's a green potion. Jellyfish, get out of the way. And another 20. Ruby, you forgot something. You forgot to go look at the Turtle Rock to make sure that you okay.
He'll be fine, I'm sure. It's not like it's not like you've ever thought you were in go mode and then suddenly you need a medallion, right? Right?
Never happened to anyone. It's never happened. Looks like Ruby's gonna make the pod play.
I don't hate it. It's not a terrible decision. You can do most of pod,
Got 5 checks over here.
and it's a pendant. You don't necessarily want to have to kill Helma here.
No, but like 99% of the time, Helma has the last item, so it's like
You're not wrong. I can't
also,
remember.
green pendant.
True, it is green pendant, and it is right here in the eastern area. You can mirror right to Sahasrara and turn it in as soon as you get it.
Yeah. So the question is, pending the hammer, how much of pod do you clear? Because I think if you find it, especially late, you kill Helma just to make sure that, hey, there's nothing here between here and Eastern.
Oh yeah, if you find the hammer in here, no, me knowing it's green pendant, I'm gonna finish it and just go turn in the green pendant.
And Krithel looks like doing the exact same idea as Ruby had. Go check out the mountain. Might check the TR medallion as well here, hopefully. But we'll be rewarded with those boots, and maybe you can go for the play that I would think that I personally would do instead of going to pod. I would do your King's Tomb, your Bonk Rocks, use your newly found mitts, go into Thieves Town and get that all going and out of the way. Because that way you're at least clearing crystals, and at this point I wouldn't feel too bad about leaving an item in Thieves Town.
Right. I can get behind that.
Yeah, and I could certainly see Krithel doing that after they get their boots. And there's Bottle.
Hey, we have achieved bottle percent and silvers. A bow locked bow. How about that?
Well, that is the rest of the items in the front here. Everything now being in the back. So if a hammer is here, I kind of laugh, because then, on all technicalities, this dungeon will have given you everything it needed to beat itself between a bow, a hammer.
Chat pointing out Krethel did check, and TR is ether. So we have our way into TR once we find the hammer.
And Krithel, I don't think checked Bonk Rocks or King's Tomb.
No, it doesn't. Nope. Just dashed right back
Interesting.
over here.
Maybe you just forgot about that, and there's an arrow. That's actually semi-vanilla. Belongs in the dark basement.
And as predicted, Helm has an item. Not the hammer.
But,
We're getting our first look at Thieves Town on Krithel's side.
So is the hammer here? That's red mail, that's for cowards.
Uncle said so.
But we couldn't avoid picking it up, so whatever, Uncle, screw it. We found it along the way. And isn't it something found along the way? Friends or something? Friendship?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Nothing over in King's Tomb.
So far, not too much going in the Thieves Town area. And Bonk Rocks has our 3 bombs. So let's see, what all is left for checks?
Well,
can't quite get it to ice.
With those boots, we can do desert now. So we've got the 2 checks in desert.
That is true. I wasn't thinking about that.
But both of them have also gone into desert already. And I'm wondering if they're trying to avoid possible, going over there multiple times. Since they do need the flute, they still have to go do Mire as well.
Yeah, and it just even though you have boots, it feels like such a long way away just to get to a desert. So let's see, if the maiden has the key here, then we still, whatever blind has is hammerlocked. Always trying to remember Thieves Town key logic, that's always a fun one to think of.
But the key there means that if that blind is not hammerlocked, so whatever blind has could lead to the hammer.
Or blind could even have the hammer in this case, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, blind could have the hammer, which is incredibly rude because then you have to come back in anyway in the event. Or did we get 3? Did we get 3 items?
We've gotten.
Or have we gotten 2?
Believe we've gotten 3.
Oh, I missed the pun. Dang it!
It was a Wyvern pun. Just a dragon pun. No one would find that interesting.
Nope, no one at all.
Not at all. Blind giving Krithel a little bit of a run, but with red mail, really kind of a pushover. There is our heart. I believe that is all the items out of Thieves Town here. I'm still kind of pushing on Magic Bat as having our hammer.
Oh, right. That hasn't been done yet. I wonder. So we'll see if Krithel remembers that Magic Bat's a thing. It looks like so.
Looks like it. Because after that, the only thing that we don't know really that's checked is Desert and the first check of Swamp. Both of which are kind of, quote, far away checks.
Yeah, first chest of Swamp seems like it's really mean, though. No, there it is. There it is. There's the hammer.
Did I call that like 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, a little more than that, I think.
Clearly, I am a witch and must be burned. Wait a minute, my brain just stopped. Did Krithel check hammer pegs coming out? Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Because you could have just walked up around and gone to your portal.
Yeah. I can say I've done that too, so I understand. You get super excited, you get the hammer, and you just forget the hammer pegs are a thing.
Yeah, I certainly understand it. At least they're wrapping up their boots checks here. Fairly nice fight over on Ruby's side for that blind fight. I think Krithel taking that hammer and going directly into Swamp Palace on the back of this.
All right, and Ruby is about to pick up his hammer.
Yep, not too far behind. Having cleared an entire pot ahead of Krithel, but has those silvers, so a little bit of an endgame edge when we do get there for now.
True. If there's nothing on Helma, I don't see Krithel heading over to Pod to pick those up. So those could be a pretty significant advantage.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how everything else times out. Or is he showing his distaste at the magic bat for having the hammer?
I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit.
It's a nasty bat. Hey, there's the flute. We can check out the hammer pegs here. For a Quake medallion.
Which could be necessary for Meyer.
We'll have to see how that plays out. So Ruby doing I don't know what. While Krithel makes her way through Swamp here.
You know what? I'm betting for a second. I'm betting we miscounted. There's something in the big chest. That's why he came back in.
Two in the front. We had item on blind.
Was the attic the compass?
I think attic was compass. So
then yeah, I guess there's something in the basement.
What could it be? Krithel gonna jump on over to the left side here. I'm gonna do us a little fun little trick called Diver Down. Do wish they would have stuck with the original name on that, but I don't think they could have gotten the copyright, so Diver Down works. Using the bomb setup instead of cane. Interesting. Kind of like it.
Very clean, very nice.
All for just a heart there in that big chest. Is Diver Down a JoJo's reference? I'm not sure. I have not, unfortunately, seen enough of that show to be able to tell or not. I do remember one of the original names for the glitch, though, was considered to be Holy Diver, though. So, like I said, wish we could have gone with it, but probably would have gotten in trouble.
Yeah, probably.
Ruby making his way to get his ice rod here from the catfish, while Krithel is pushing through swamp.
Not a whole lot on left side. Just a map and a compass.
Ooh, a god swamp. And you'll never know. Only thing that would make it better is if the big key's in the big chest.
Are we that lucky to see that today?
We shall find out. Ooh, and then the ever so fun bit compared to Diver Down, the Diverless Down.
Also very cleanly executed. I'm kind of jealous, actually.
Just a little bit. Need to learn that one. But also to point out that there is an item in the big chest there.
There is. That is very true.
Ruby, where are you going? I think he's gonna go clean up desert first. That is indeed what it looks like he's doing.
That's an interesting decision. I don't know if I entirely agree with it. Knowing that Swamp's a 5/6, I feel like I'd dive that first.
I think I kind of understand, maybe.
Well, actually,
Because if Fire Rod is here in desert, then you go do Skull Woods first, and then do Swamp, and then you're right there to do Pyramid Fairy if you need.
right. That's true, because then you're right there.
Alright, Krithel, make the backtrack into Swamp to check that last item in the big chest here. Which for all we know could be the Fire Rod. Nope, just 10 arrows. And we are on our way. Where exactly? Probably a saving quit to go activate that flute. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much what you want to be doing right now. You have Ice completely unavailable, not that you want to go in anyway because it's Pendant. There's Pendant Pod, Pendant Eastern, which has nothing in it left. It's just Mire Desert. Did Ruby not finish land mode? Did he get all the items out of the front there?
He did. He got both items and just left. Which I suppose makes sense. You do have to do Mire. There's no reason to just go back and fight land mode when you're not gonna get anything out of it except a crystal.
True. Krithel, I think here remembering the one last chest in Thieves Town here, plus the hammer pegs, is their last opportunity that, quote, feels good to be able to go do those. As well as I think Graveyard Ledge. I don't think they've checked Graveyard.
I know Ruby checked Graveyard in his first pass by. I think it was just. I
think it was just a piece of heart, but
yeah, it wasn't anything too exciting.
At the very least, Krithel going to pick up that potentially required Quake Medallion. And Ruby receiving that flute. Yep, here we go, our first peek into the Mire area. Not much in the shed today. Yes, chat informing us that Krithel did check Graveyard Ledge after they did Catfish and Zora.
And just Ether for Mire. And there's the Fire Rod. All right, well.
A welcome sight. Which, once we get a good look at Mire over here, that could be our go mode.
I believe it is. Yeah, Krithel's in go mode. Both Mire and Turtle Rock are Ether.
Okay, I didn't see if we got the sneak peek on that or not. I didn't know if Krithel had moved close enough to see the medallion requirement.
Yep, just close enough on their way over to checkerboard.
So, all things considered, Ruby's not too much behind Krithel, consideration-wise, dungeon-wise rather. Having done an extra pod, but having the silvers, it will be interesting to see how the runners just sort of pair up in the end here.
Right. At this point, as long as Ruby goes straight to activate his flute and picks up that fire rod, it's going to be almost straight down to execution at this point.
I mean, just thinking about it, there's not too much left aside from going to the Mire area. Anyway, I think Mire is your most dense play at this point, once you get the flute.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Because in Ruby's mind, like I said, having cleared Pod, can't access Ice Palace, mostly Overworld is done already, Skullwoods is empty, Thieves Town you've emptied out. It's pretty much just the Mire area. Some nice poke strats there. And a quick silver arrow into the eye makes us one dead Argus. For some half magic that I missed earlier.
Yeah, I missed that too. Nice pickup.
Gonna be a very, very easy, very dead pig at the end of the run today. Oh, we got a frozen bird. Krithel, are you gonna pick it up? No? Okay.
Oh well.
Litterer. Just make a frozen bird and just leave it all on the floor there.
I'm sure it'll thaw out eventually, right? It'll be fine.
I mean, it's a pterodactyl, a murderdactyl. They survived to the Ice Age, right? No, they're cold-blooded. Oh, that might be a problem.
Yeah, it may be a little bit. We've got a Godmire today. That's nice.
Always good to see. And while not inherently bad, Ruby, do remember that you do need to check checkerboard cave once you're done here.
This could be bad because he's probably gonna full clear Mire looking for that fire rod.
Very possibly. I definitely would have checked checkerboard before going in, especially if desert is empty already. Without getting down the giant bleeding eyeball. Or is it oozing? I think we go with oozing.
Probably ooze, given what it's
The
sitting in.
goopiness. So not much left remaining on Krithel's side. Just a quick cleanup here. Skull Woods, and then jaunt over to the Turtle Rock area. Meanwhile, Ruby getting full clear mire here, and fortunately wasted a bit of time doing so, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, not having the fire rod is not a bad decision. You are still looking for either a fire rod or bombos to get into. Well, never mind. You don't even need to go into Ice Palace. I suppose, unless he finds bombos, that might drive him to ice, which is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, so for Ruby's sake, hopefully not bombos, but just keying a map over here on the right side of Mire.
Skipping cutscene chest, I believe. At least I didn't see him do it.
I didn't let him do it either.
Which is an interesting decision, going straight down to Vidi here. Krithel took down that moth so quick I didn't even see it happen.
And here's what we were talking about those silver arrows just making Betrayers ever so quick of a fight.
And Ruby going back in for cutscene chest. It has an item. Unfortunately, not the item he's looking for.
Ruby heading back towards the cutscene chest. Alright, let's see what we waited all this extra long time for. Piece of heart, unfortunate.
And a very nice TR layout. 3 small keys and the big key in your first 4 checks. Chat pointing out that, yeah, this is sometimes referred to as a god TR, since as soon as you take the pokey key, you don't have to open anything else up. You can just go straight down to Trinex.
That is true. We do have red mail, butter sword, everything you could possibly need to not have to worry about a raid fight, including half magic. Got most safeties, other safeties for killing them. They're
Pretty nice 1 cycle land mow on Zaru's side. That's not too terrible. Interesting decision to not use the silver arrows there. I suppose with butter, it's essentially the same amount of time. Krithel going right into their Trinex fight. A very, very mostly clean Trinex fight. Still pretty decent. And with Trinex down, we're going to be going into GT. So it's time for everyone's favorite guessing game. Pick a number between 1 and 22 of where you think the GT big key is. I'm a fan of 8, personally. It's always 8 to me, but that's, you know, it can be in a lot of places.
I see I'm getting back just in time.
You did.
I think today. Oh man, all my usual numbers are picked. Let's go with. Let's price right some. We'll go 21.
21. Ooh, sparing tile room. How kind of you.
Now it depends. What if you decide to do tile room, like first or third?
Wow, I feel called out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I certainly don't know anyone who does tile room first.
We are going right first for Krithel.
And give those being the usual jerks that they are while you're trying to get the crystal switch hit in this room.
That's their normal behavior, but you know.
Gibdo's gonna Gibdo.
Indeed.
That was 3 through 6 with nothing so far. Heading on to 7 on the torch here, I believe.
Yep, 7 on the torch.
For a big old 20. Ruby having to reset the dead rocks here, unfortunately. Dead rocks not wanting to play nice.
When do they ever?
8, 9, 10, and 11, still nothing. We make our way over to the fire snake room.
Check number 13. As long as I counted right. I believe 13.
I believe so, yep. I believe you can math a little bit better than me.
Some days. Some days.
Some days. (14 through 17) coming up here in the rando room. Right?
Yes, rando room. Not quite. I mean, there's a bunch of tiles on the ground, but you know.
I know room names and what they're called. As we move on to Bob's chest at 18 here coming up.
Yeah, there's the cape.
I was wondering if that was going to show up. (19 through 21) coming up here in just a moment after Ice Armos.
Hey, you might be right.
I mean, I've already been a witch once this seed. I don't know if I could pull it off twice.
There it is, 21.
Double witch, double burn it.
Man, here I was definitely thinking it was going to be tile room after all that.
I was kind of half hoping because it could have been, and that would give Ruby a little bit of a chance to sort of catch up if he did decide to meme up tile room, which I've seen him do from time to time. I'm getting close on that arrow count there for Krithel. I almost missed that, having to do that Ice Armos fight.
Oh yeah, only down to 4.
Ruby deciding to skip the big chest there. Realizing, I got 2 keys. I don't even have to worry about laser bridge. I don't even have to worry about big chest. I already have everything I need.
The wonders of a Godmire.
Or I got TR even.
Well, yeah, listen. How often do you get to use the term God TR?
Now you listen here, kiddo. Back in my day, we didn't have God TRs. Without making quick work of these gauntlet rooms. Gold Sword and Fire Bottle do that.
Yeah, chat pointing out we had God TR, Swamp, and Mire in this seed.
Amazing.
Not often you don't get one of them, but all three in one.
Gets 2 of the 3 Lambos in the first cycle. Very nice.
Definitely my favorite way to do this fight. If you have Butter or Temper, just go letting them all spawn so they all jump out at the same time and getting a nice spin in. It's so nice.
It's just satisfying, really.
A very, very clean Trinex fight on Zaru's side there.
Alright, Zaru going to be heading over towards the GT here in just a second while Krithel is almost at the top. He's got a couple more rooms to go and hopefully not pull something that I would do and jingle glitch and despawn the tower. Goes to pick up that magic to basically ensure that that does not happen. Has 2 keys, so doesn't have to worry about killing any little mini Helmosaurs today.
Not even worried about possibly looking for silvers. But with this loadout, I don't see why you look for silvers. You've got a Butter Sword. You've got half magic. You're definitely set for Silverless Ganon.
Especially if you potentially feel behind, like you have to assume, oh yeah, my opponent probably didn't find them either if they checked what I did, and maybe even more or better. So we're just gonna go for it.
Nice red boomerang behind Moldorm 2.
Some may say the better boomerang.
Yes, some do say the better boomerang, in fact.
Some may be wrong, but
that's a debate for another day, I'm sure.
Exactly. Let chat hash that out while Krithel does Agate 2 here. And that is a dead Agate 2. Krithel heading on down to the pig. We'll be heading back to the left side here. Meanwhile, Krithel on to again Phase 3. And Krithel onto those silverless spins.
Just need 12 of these, and then it'll be GG's.
See if we can't line up just a couple nice triples in here. Getting a few of them. Doing the work.
A very nice triple to finish off Ganon.
GG to Krithel. Get your GGs in chat. All they have to do is walk across this 1x3 bridge and hopefully not fall off. And that will do it for Krithel. See if we can get the official race time GG time on them in just a second. Alright, and the timer on screen is correct with Krithel having a 1:35.24. As Ruby shows distaste of the 21th big key, unloading all of his arrows into that chest.
A full quiver of silver there.
And with that, the notification of a forfeit is coming in from the from Zaruvyen's side. So that will be that for the runners. See if we can't get them in here in just a moment.
And we are joined by Zaruvyen.
And to Krithel. GG to you, Krithel.
GG.
GG's. What a seed this one was.
Oof.
So how are you guys feeling during the traversal of all that light world to eventually have to do Aga and Moon Pearl up on the mountain?
So I obviously made a bit of a mistake. I just completely shut down when deciding between Eastern and Desert, and then making an Aga play I couldn't really make. Realized about halfway up, but at that point it was kind of too late to go back. I mean, I could have, but it would have been a massive time loss, and the seed was already kind of pointing towards Aga, so played it through, was hoping we'd see Moonpearl and Sahasrahla to bail me out, but in the end I just decided to try and play the light world normally afterwards.
So I don't like doing the Aga climb without a Moon Pearl unless I'm literally last locating a Moon Pearl on Pyramid. And
Yeah.
there's way too many opportunities for mountain access to just kind of pay out. But in this particular instance, it's like, well, you look down at your inventory, you see flippers and hookshot, you know you're going West Dark World.
Yeah, my heart dropped when we got the glove, or when I got the glove in Desert Area. Because once you open up Mountain, it kind of anything's to play for.
Yeah, we saw that glove and was like, oh no, like, there's probably at least Moon Pearl up there. There's like the other glove or hammer up there too. Like, was Aga actually not required? It was just one of the biggest possible, like, bait outs ever. Like,
And it could have
turns out
been
it was
Master
just
Sword
Moon
for
Pearl.
the Master Sword for the pedestal. So I was really worried that I just completely misread it, and fortunately got bailed out. and didn't lose too much time. I climbed with a Master Sword rather than gold, but other than that, it was I didn't lose out that much.
I think one of the most interesting things that happened here in the booth while we were sort of surveying over what items you guys had during Light World during the ag climb, speculating what Ruby was doing up on the mountain, was just the potential that the hammer was sitting on Magic Bat.
What do you mean potential?
Yeah, we were definitely speculating that very early, and lo and behold, sorry.
Yeah, called that one because I was looking at it too. I was like, we have literally everything for just something really important to be on Magic Bat, and it turns out that's where the hammer was. It was just the seed being as mean as it possibly could.
Yeah, certainly Magic Bat on the mind from early on, but I, wasn't going to touch it on the first loop around the Dark World. It's just too awkward getting booted out and having to loop round again if it doesn't pay off. So it was nice to be able to leave Thieves and know you had Thieves into Magic Bat coming out. It's a nice little combo. Although hopefully you have Hammer by that point.
Yeah, you have so much Dark World to open at the point that you're going through Village of Outcasts that, with Myths, you leave Hammer Pegs and you leave Thieves. If you find a hammer, you can come back and just take care of it. Unfortunately, the hammer was right under our feet the entire time, and, well, we see how that went.
Definitely much better than a hammer in Swamp Palace, though. That could have been equally as bad.
About the flute in Swamp Palace.
True. That being there, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, one of the major time differences this actually came down to was Zaruvyen. You actually checked all of Pod except for Helmasaur because you didn't have the hammer at the time, whereas Krithel opted not to.
Yeah, I figured, it's a meme. It's Vanilla Hammer. Well, yeah. Turns out if you do Pod, you do land silvers, which does make your combat literally free. Everything else is right in front of you. If you choose to chase everything, obviously Tempered was on the shovel. Another sword was in Spec Rock. You could literally go out of your way and just make your combat free. But that doesn't get you through the seed.
It makes things faster, but at what cost?
Yeah, and I was looking for corners to cut going into the Dark World for my first time, so Pod seemed like a good one to avoid at that point. Maybe find the hammer so that we can get the green pendant if we do need to go back. And it was the plan after Thieves to go to Pod, but obviously finding the hammer changed all of that.
All right, friends. So that was actually the first decider that we restreamed this Challenge Cup, and it was a really nice match. Although we had one... Wow, my headset is talking to me. Wait, what? Sorry. I hope you all enjoyed it. Commentators, volunteers, viewers, and the players, Zaruvyen and Krithel. I hope you both enjoyed it. And with that, I think we can wrap it up here. Thank you so much again to Amaryth and to Tracespire and to Chonga and Professor Pixie for the volunteering. Check them out, and we're actually going to go over to another Challenge Cup match between Chelsea and a Scottish Brave on the Nordic Randomizer. So if you all want to watch more Link to the Past Randomizer, you can have it. And yeah, that's basically all we need to know. So thank you all for watching, and see you next stream. Say bye, guys. You're allowed to.
Bye, guys.
No, bye.
Wow.
Thanks all.
All right. Take care, everybody.